to see what we find in here. Hopefully we do find a Griffey, which I think would just be absolutely phenomenal. Welcome back, everybody, to TCR, where every card has a story and every collector has one too. I'm excited about tonight's rip, man. If you guys been following the channel, which I hope you have, I recently purchased a storage unit from an old collector and an old dealer from the 80s and the 90s. And while he told me, some of the stuff that he had and some of the stuff that he recalled having, he initially told me that he was pretty sure he didn't have any of this. And while I was going through it, I found this one box and I was like, man, I guess he did have this and he just didn't realize it because he told me how popular he knew it was and how, he usually always sold out of it. So without further ado, today we have the 1989 Upper Deck. This one is the high number series. So our chances of getting the Griffey are still good, but I think with the lower number series, they were actually a little bit higher just because you didn't have the high number stuff in there. I believe the high number stuff was like 700 to like 800 or something like that. But either way, man, this is going to make for a fun rip. I'm excited, to see what we find in here. Hopefully we do find a Griffey, which I think would just be absolutely phenomenal. I don't ever recall pulling an 89 Griffey, his rookie card from the Upper Deck series. So to be able to have one, and I've got a couple, but to be able to have one that I pulled, I think would just be absolutely phenomenal. So without further ado, man, let's go ahead and let's get into this, and hopefully we get some good luck. So I appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't already done so, please like the content, subscribe to it, comment on it, share it. I'd really appreciate all that stuff because it's just going to help me and the channel out, and it's going to help me grow, and eventually down the line I'm sure great things will come from it, and I hope you guys are enjoying excuse me, some of the content. Here's the box. The box looks like it was a little kind of, I don't want to say beat up, because I definitely don't think it was beat up, but obviously it was missing the wrapping. Hopefully it hasn't been gone through. I've heard and read stories of these boxes being gone through, and as soon as they pull the Griffey, they'll put another pack in there. The gentleman who I bought this from, I don't think he would have done anything like that. He's an older gentleman. I've known him for a long time. He's actually 77 years old, and he was looking at getting rid of the collection just to pass it on, and I was excited that he allowed me to purchase it, and he had the confidence and the foresight to think of me as a good steward for this, but once he found out I started doing content, he was like, hey man, we should talk, we should get together, and this is what came out of it. So whether you're here for the nostalgia or the history or just to see what we pulled, man, I'm glad you guys are here either way. And let's go with our first one, man. Wish us luck. I think I've said it in my other videos. All of these wrappers, I'm actually not throwing them away. I'm gonna make a pretty cool like collage picture out of all the wrappers that I pull, and all the wrappers are gonna be in different places. If I happen to pull a Griffey out of these wrappers, I'll make sure to write Griffey, across the front of it. So when I make that collage, I know exactly which wrapper it was. I think that'll make for a pretty cool addition. So here we go, man. Let's pull these out. We've got Frank Viola here. These cards, they all look like they're in really good condition. This first pack, none of the corners look dinged. The cards look really sharp. Oh, hold on. There we go. They all look pretty sharp. I remember Upper Deck, man. They were changing the game when they came out with these cards. They had these white borders. I don't believe anybody really had just these general white borders. Daryl Strawberry. Really nice card of Daryl. I don't think anybody had. Oh, there we go with our first little sticker. Got the Cubs there. I don't think anybody had these white borders yet. And with them, doing these white borders and also the little Upper Deck hologram, I believe that was their like little security feature. There goes Wade Boggs. There's gonna be a lot of nice cards in here that I'm sure I'm gonna want to pull out and sleeve them up. Bo Diaz. We'll go ahead and wait till after the video for me to just start pulling stuff aside. You know, I'll have all the time in the world later on to pull different cards and see which ones are, you know, the more valuable ones. And honestly, I think, you know, really just the most valuable one here is obviously that Griffey Jr. I mean, that card, it's going in the thousands if it gems out, you know, which is crazy to me. And obviously, if you guys have been following along, you know that I'm more of the collector than the seller. Even though, yes, I would have to sell you know, some cards here and there just to fuel the beast. I'm doing this more as a hobby than anything. Oh, look at that Tony Gwynn. That's really cool. That card looks great too. A little bit heavy on the left, so you got more of that white border here on the right, but still a really nice card. But like I was saying though, you guys know I'm like a Dodger sticker, more of a collector. And yeah, while I will have to sell certain things just to fuel the beast, I don't do this, you know, as a means to you know, gain financial gain, you know, out of it. It's more of, like I said, of a hobby. Just remind me of what I was doing as a kid, and hopefully it does the same thing for you guys, man. Just, you know, reminds you guys of what it was like collecting as a kid, and, you know, the memories from pulling your favorite players, and, you know, probably remembering where it was that you were at when you pulled that player, or, you know, if you had it in a binder, or if you ever traded for that card, you know, just the memories in general that you know, this hobby just brings, you know, the nostalgia. Who is this? Oh, Fred McGriff. Yeah, man, I forgot him. In a Blue Jays uniform. Craig, Randy, Phil Bradley, Ron Gant. All-Star break is here now. I'm excited for that. My wife and I, we used to go. Oh, we got two stickers in this one, Mets and Dodgers. My wife and I, we used to travel to the city that was hosting the All-Star game. And we would either watch the Derby or the game. When it was here in Miami a few years ago, I actually had the opportunity to do both of them. And man, that was a good time. Being able to go to the Derby and the game at the same, you know. Obviously, it was, you know, more cost effective or cost affordable. Just I didn't have to travel, didn't have to book hotels, take my family. You know, my wife and I, we have 4 kids, so trust me when I tell you, traveling sometimes gets pretty expensive for us. You know, a lot of times if we're, you know, flying, you know, locally here, or, you know, within the United States, we won't even fly. We have a Suburban, so we'll just load the kids up in the Suburban and make a really nice road trip out of it. I think they'll have better memories like that. Rob Murphy, even though we did fly out this year to New York for spring break. That's nice. We did fly out to New York for spring break just because we wanted to maximize our time a little bit more. We had some things to do and we weren't able to take the entire spring break off where the kids are off for school. Dwight Evans, Rafael Palmeiro. Who's this? Oh, duh, George Brett. That's very nice. I like these artist cards, these inserts. I don't know what name they have for them, but they are really nice cards. So like I said, this was first released in '89. Yeah, '89. And Upper Deck just changed the game back then with these, man. They here, let me get that pack out of the way. They revolutionized the hobby with, you know, just, I guess, the picture quality of the cards and the hologram, the anti-theft, or not anti-theft, excuse me, the anti-counterfeiting with the hologram. I didn't really even know that was a thing until I found out why they did, and I was like, man, maybe I should make some baseball cards. That was my thought as a kid. But yeah, that didn't happen. Another George Brett. Some nice inserts. And this one came with 2 stickers. We've got the Pirates and the Brewers. Let me see. Yeah, you can get it there in the camera. Drew Hall. This is definitely not like the packs of today where if you've got a card backwards or upside down, it's generally a hit. No, this was just a quality control for back then. That's just the way they did with everything. The cards are definitely in very nice shape and condition for being what is this, 37 years old? So whoever took care of them before the gentleman that I got them from did a good job, and obviously he did a good job too. You know, the cards don't have a musty smell. I don't smell like any what's it called, like mold on them or nothing like that. I've opened some packs before and it's like, oh man, this got wet somewhere along the way. And I've even heard horror stories of people opening up and the cards actually having mold, which that sucks. Hopefully we get Griffey Felix Jose. Yeah, he had a mediocre. Hey, Wade Boggs. That's really nice. I was a fan of Wade growing up. I think that's like our 5th or 6th Rafael Palmeiro card. We've only opened up like 5 packs, I think. Hopefully we get that Griffey. I believe we've got Randy Johnson in here as well. Danny Dykstra. That's a cool one there. Run that. Another Rafael Palmeiro. Who's this? Ruben Sierra. That's a really nice card though. These artist cards were really nice. This artist Wells, I know he did a lot of like art cards and stuff like that throughout the years for Upper Deck. And it's not the rookie I was looking for. Short side here too, we've got Nolan Ryan and Kyle Ripken, Ricky Henderson and Ozzie Smith. Oh, we got Gary Sheffield here too. That'd be a nice little rookie card to pull. Just me being a Marlins fan, I really enjoy Gary Sheffield. I've got quite a bit of his Marlins memorabilia and autographs and stuff. They're all Marlins stuff though. I know he's got some really cool stuff from the Yankees and obviously the Brewers. But I just enjoy anything Marlins, man. They have been my team since their inauguration. Just being from South Florida, from Miami, and watching them this whole time. And yeah, obviously, not the best of teams at times, but it's still my team. And I've always rooted for them. And I will always continue to root for them. Unpopular opinion, but what I'm going to say. Hot take, warning. I generally only go for 2 teams. And that's the Marlins and anybody who plays against the Yankees. Yankees are a heck of a team, though. The Mets, and which is this one? This is the Phillies. I don't know if you guys can see it. There you go. Or maybe with my thumb out of the way. Let's see. Waltero, Michael Moore, Bill Schroeder, Doug Sisk, Ruben Sierra, Floyd Bannister, Barry Lyons, and Ozzie Guillen. That's a nice Ozzie card. Ozzie was manager of the Marlins at one point. Got into some controversy, I remember. Might have been like his 2nd year here, maybe his 3rd year. Might have been the first 2. I mean, who knows? But he had made a comment about admiring Fidel Castro or something along the lines that he admired some of his accomplishments. I don't think he was praising him per se, but it really upset the Cuban community down here in Miami, where everybody's generally anti-Castro regime. And man, it was a big media heyday. And I think it was just taken out of context, just my opinion. But man, they got that soundbite and they ran with it. Let's see what stickers we got. Oh, that's a cool one, the Royals one. Looks like it's got like some, I don't know if you could really tell on the camera, but it's got like some glitter or snow in the sides there, which is pretty nice. Yeah, because this one here, the Pirates, doesn't have it. See if you can get a good view of that one. I put it there. Keep going with the cards. Ron Kittle, Frank Williams, Fred McGriff, Kevin Brown. That was another Marlins pitcher. I remember getting to see Kevin Brown pitch when he was on the Dodgers. I was in the Marine Corps. Joined in 2001, and I saw him at Dodger Stadium as a Dodger. I believe they were playing the Pirates that game. I believe that was in 03, right before I went to Iraq in 04. I remember getting a little bit of time off right before the workup to go into war, and going out to that game. That was a pretty cool experience, being able to make it out to Dodger Stadium. Rafael Palmeiros. Haven't been back since, so I guess you would say I'm overdue. Mahler, Jody Reed, Frank Viola. Hey, there we go. Just talking about Sheffield. Card looks really nice. Looks like there's a little bit of a ding there in that right corner. I don't know how well the camera can get it. But man, of all the cards that I've looked at, this one seems to be the only one to have that corner dinged up. It's still nice though, man. I'm sure we could try to probably flatten that out. It looks really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll sleeve them up. Why not? We'll make Gary the first sleeved up one. Put him here. That's very nice. Let's see what stickers we got. We got the Dodgers, Los Dodgers de Los Angeles, and the Oakland Athletics. They're not going to be Oakland Athletics much longer once they move out to Vegas. I don't know if they're going to keep the Athletics name and just call the Vegas Athletics. Not exactly sure how they're going to do that. Brett, Hall of Famer there. Ed Winston. And like I said, I'm going to go through all these cards once we're done and just sort them out and take which ones are like Hall of Famers and the superstars. I still haven't gotten Randy Johnson. Obviously, our chase hit, which is that Griffey, but no Randy Johnson. We got the Sheffield rookie. We had a Tony Gwynn earlier. Tony Gwynn was awesome, so I'd consider him, not necessarily a chase, but a great player to look for. Did I say Kyle Ripken? Ricky Henderson. We haven't seen any Ricky yet. No Ozzie Smith, Ron Darling. But we still got more than half of these packs to go, so hopefully we find them. Chuck, Bo Diaz, Daryl Strawberry is going to be one of those insert art cards. Man, horribly centered, but it's still a nice card though. Very nice card. I was actually listening to a podcast the other day, and man, another Rafael Palmeiro. I think I'm going to make a graphic in this video of how many Rafael Palmeiro cards we've ended up pulling. Man, it's been a bunch of them. But like I was saying, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was Daryl Strawberry and just a lot of the adversary that he had faced early on as a child, and the tumultuous relationship that he had with his dad growing up, and things like that. And I remember him making a comment that every time he would swing, he was imagining it was his dad, that he was taking a swing at. And he had a very bad relationship with his father growing up and throughout his playing career. And then, he was sharing his story how, he went to go visit his dad, who was very sick in the hospital, and they kind of made amends, and how he felt it was freeing for him to make those amends and, be able to move on. I thought it was a great story. It was more to it than just that, but, that part of the story itself where, you're just able to, I guess let bygones be bygones and just move on, No sense. Another part. I feel like we're getting one in every pack. But yeah, just letting bygones be bygones and, just moving on. Is this senior? No. Alvin Davis. Guy could have probably passed for Ken Sr. though. Pat Borda. Let's see. Our stickers. Oh, we got 2 Cubby stickers here. Sid Fernandez. Hey, there we go. Kyle Ripken. Not very well centered at all. But still very nice. I'm going to put Kyle over here to the side. I'll leave him up later. Kyle was awesome. Fred McGriff was awesome too, man. Saw a lot of Fred growing up as a kid. When he was with the Braves, America's team. I saw them a lot growing up on TNT, man. And then once the Marlins got picked up, saw a lot of Marlins, but a lot of the Braves. Saw a lot of Braves games growing up as a kid. So I don't make a mess. That's a nice card there. Mike Schmidt. And on the back, it's horribly way off centered here on the back. I don't know if you guys could tell. Real left heavy. And the same here on the front. Sean Raleigh, not Riley. Ken Caminetti. Let's see who our stickers are. You got the Padres and the Yankees. Still looking for that Griffey. Still looking for that Randy Johnson. Some Ricky Henderson. I don't think we pull any Ozzie Smith. Ozzie would be freaking pretty awesome to find in here as well. The Wizard of Oz. But I'm really looking for that Griffey. I'm really trying to chase him today. I think it'll make a nice addition to my collection. Personally pulled Griffey, apart from the Griffies that I own. And it just made for a cool story. Another Rafael Palmeiro. 2 checklists in this one. Maybe they ran out of Ken Griffey Jr. cards for the high series. Which card? Which one is this? I can barely see it. Oh, it's the Padres. And then the Astros. Tim Leary. Dan Pasquale. Randy. Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt Sr. Not the Bobby Witt Jr. from the Royals. Can you imagine? All right, let's see. We got 3 more packs until we're at the official halfway point. Then I'm going to start getting a little nervous. Tony Gwynn, there we go. We had one of those artist insert cards earlier. Now we got this one. It's not the best centered. The corners are super sharp though. It's really nice though. Looks like it's free of any imperfections in the front. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, maybe there. Right there with the light shining in the middle. Looks like a little dent maybe. But still, it's a nice card. Tony was awesome. And right behind him, another Rafael Palmeiro. That's bananas. I'm going to put this Tony Gwynn's card over here. You know what? I think I'm going to make that graphic of how many Rafael Palmeiro cards we pulled up. Who's this? Oh, Harold Baines. There we go. Yeah. Oh, we got some low numbers here. There's that Mark Lemke. Yeah. Underperformer, should I say. Glenn Braggs. Let's see. We got the Royals. That's the only like one that's got like that sort of glitter on the background. That's probably the nicer sticker out of all of them. And then of course the Cubbies here. That's not the Mariner we're looking for. Don Mattingly. This one's nice. It's off center too though. Still nice though. Ozzie Canseco. That's the wrong Canseco. But still, it's nice either way. I appreciate these older players. Some of the things that they did growing up. Even though he didn't have the most famous career or, you know, nearly as much controversy as his brother, I can still appreciate these baseball players. And I'm sure no matter what, you know, it could be the most, I guess, the worst card in the pack or in the box that you want to call it, and somebody somewhere, you know, collected that player or really appreciated them. So, like I say always, and you guys will hear me say it a lot, you know, within my channel, just here at the card registry, that, you know, every card has a story and every collector has one too. So, let's see. Mike Moore. Rafael. See our stickers. Brewers and Dodgers. That's low, but we want lower. We want lower numbered. We want number 1. Trombone. And that's going to be that Griffey. Another Rafael. I'm telling you, man, he's in every single pack that we got. Which is just crazy to me. Oh, I moved the camera there. I'm sorry, guys. Will Clark. Will Clark was awesome. It was actually really nice and centered, but it's like up here on the border of the black. There's something there. Some missing ink or something. But it's not too bad. Nicely centered. Will Clark was awesome. I think I'm going to put him to the side too. Will Clark had a great career. Jerome Walton. Craig Worthington. Let's see what stickers here. Phillies and Padres. Mike Felder. Man, some of these players are bringing back some memories from just when I was a little boy and just watching them. Oh boy, I messed this one up opening it. There we go. Star Rookies. Is this a checklist? What is this one? No, it can't be a checklist. Oh, it is a checklist. It's probably the best centered card in the entire pack too. For the entire box. Corners look great. All even around. Might be a little bottom heavy. Actually, yeah, it is a little bottom heavy. I don't know if you guys could just tell there. But still. That's the nicer one there. Claude Dumas, Jay Howe, Big Don. Oh, we're getting lower in the numbers. Hopefully that number 1 comes soon. Tony Chance. Or Hershiser. Great career. Great player. I don't know, that was actually very nice and centered. And that little dot that's there, I don't know if that's from the picture or if that's from the print. No, I'm looking at it now up close. And yeah, it's from the actual printing. It's not like a piece of dirt. Not the lens caught or something. So there goes that one. I mean, not that I would go ahead and slab that one up. It's not somebody I really PC or anything like that. But it's nice to have some of those players, you know, slabbed up and glorified, I guess, on whatever mount or display that you have them. Some of these guys had amazing careers, phenomenal players just throughout the years. All right, put this here. For a second, I was like, man, he's got a big butt in that picture, but it was the white from the stickers. Yeah, that one was kind of stuck on there. Yankees, 2 Yankee stickers in that one. All right, let's see. Let's keep it moving and try to speed it up here just a little bit. Kevin Brown. That's nice. Harold Baines, great career. There we go. We got the Wizard of Oz. That's a nice card. Ozzy had a great career. Roberto Alomar and Eddie Williams. Oh. Let's see who our stickers are. We got Mets and the Cubbies. That's a nice one. Oral Horsizer. I'll put that one over there. Timmy Jones, Jim Acker, Jeff Calhoun. All right, folks, starting to get, I don't want to say nervous, because either way, you know, it's a cool rip. But, man, I would have really hoped to have seen at least Griffey or Randy Johnson so far. I think that would have been cool. I should have kept that checklist just to see what other key rookies they had. Let me just go back to this really quick. I just think it was over here somewhere. That was around here. Oh, there we go. Obviously, we got Griffey, Luis Medina, Tony Chance, Dave Otto, Sandy Alomar Jr. I forgot about him in this rookie class. Rolando Rooms, David West, Chris Carpenter, Greg Jeffries, Doug Descazzo, Ron Jones, Luis Dos Santos, Gary Sheffield, we pulled him, Mike Harkley, Lank Blankenship, William Brennan, John Smoltz. Oh, forgot about John Smoltz and Ramon Martinez. Mark Lemke, Juan Bell, Ray Palacios, Felix Jose, Van Snyder, Dante Bichette. Man, look at that. That'd be cool to pull his rookie card too. Randy Johnson and Carlos Quintana. I forgot about the John Smoltz though. I haven't seen any Nolan Ryan yet either. Mike Diaz. We got here the Padres. Seems like they only printed out like 7 or 8 teams, and not all the teams. I just feel like it's the same 7 or 8 the entire time. I don't feel like I've seen any White Sox there. I think I've seen Blue Jays. Yeah, I've seen Padres. Definitely Yankees. Tons of Yankee stickers. Hey, look who it is. All right, Randy. It's a little right heavy. It's pushed more towards the left, but still, man, it's a very nice card. I'm glad I got to pull Randy Johnson's base rookie out of this upper deck. 1989. I believe it's the Fleer that has the infamous marble sign in the back. Hologram looks good. That's really nice. I don't think this one would gem out just because it's not perfectly centered. But the corners are real sharp and crisp. Doesn't look like there's any dents on the card. I don't know if you guys could tell as I shine the lights on it. You know, that's really nice though. Very, very nice. Let me go ahead and sleep up Randy really quick. Set him to the side. I'm glad I got to pull Randy. Not exactly sure on the worth of Randy Johnson's upper deck rookie cards, but either way, it's going to stay in the PC for me. You guys already know. Oh, what did I do here? Danny Tartable. Another Rafael Palmeiro. John Costello. Jeff Stone. Julio Franco. Handy Vincent. White Sox and Padres. I don't think I've seen any Cardinal stickers either, now that I think about it. No Barry Bonds either. I'm sure there was Barry and Bo Jackson in these sets. And now that I think about it, I haven't seen either of them either. Tim Leary. Cubs and Mets. Bill Buckner. R.J. Reynolds. Let's keep it going. Hopefully we pull them somewhere. Andres Galarraga. What year did he come out? 85. Mike Fitzgerald. Kittle. Chili Davis. I always loved Chili's name growing up. I thought he had the coolest name. Dodgers. 2 Dodger stickers there. Another Ozzie Guillen. Another Rafael Palmeiro. I was just about to say, man, we haven't pulled him in a pack or two, but there he goes. Mario Diaz. This box was full of Palmeiros. Can you imagine if this box was full of Griffeys like it is Palmeiros? Man. That would be a sight to see. Smith. Bert Ivan. Brett Saberhagen, he had a great career. I'm sure I'll pull one of his cards out. Sleeve him up later. Pull this out. There we go. All right, still no Griffey. Oh, I'll keep this here without opening. More Rafael Palmeiro. Boy, this box was full of Rafael Palmeiros, man. What we got for stickers? Yankees and Dodgers. Larry Parrish, Rick Dempsey. That's a cool action shot. Gerald Young jumping over the wall. Hopefully he caught that ball. Jermaine Jimenez, Dave Anderson, Craig Biggio. I always thought Craig was great on the Astros. All right, let's keep it going, folks. That's nice. We got Tony Gwynn here in the front. Those artist cards for the Padres. That's actually a really nice card. Looks like it's like the best center to 1-2. I'm sure it's not worth much. Probably a few bucks in a tin, but still, that's nice though. I'll put him to the side. I think I put another one over there too, but that one's definitely got all the markings of a gem card. Terry Leach, Joey Reed, Mike Felder. See what we got for stickers. Dodgers and Pirates. Tom. John Franco. And then Don Slott and Mark Grace. All right, folks, we are down to our last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9. This is the last row there. And man, I hope that we have Griffey in one of these last 9. Not this wouldn't be worth it, Billy Ripken. That's the wrong Ripken. Not that this wouldn't be worth it, but still, to be able to pull that Griffey on my own instead of buying it, I think would be awesome. Greg Olson, Carlos Quintana. We haven't seen very many rookies themselves in this box either, so I don't know, man. At this point, if it happens, great. If not, it is what it is. Jose Gonzalez. Another Rafael Palmeiro. No Bonds. No Nolan Ryan. No Kyle Ripken. Definitely not going to call it junk. I know a lot of people use that term, junk wax, and it's just being junk, but I don't think these type of things are junk. Not to me, you know. I think just being able to pull them and have those memories and the nostalgia running through me, you know, I think it's just great regardless. Stan Allen Trammell. But like I said, just having the nostalgia just running through me and, you know, just remembering, you know, as a little boy pulling some of these packs. I didn't open much 89 Upper Deck as a kid, but I do remember opening up quite a, you know, some of them. I don't want to say quite a bit, but I did open my fair share of them. Johnny Kruk. Before he was a Philly. Ray Knight. I don't even want to look at the stickers no more. Tom Brookins. Glenn Braggs. Steve Lyons. Gary Carter. Corey Snyder. And Jeff Blauser. All right, let me go ahead and put this over here. Open up another pack. Salazar. Oh, we got some stickers fall out here. It's going to be for the White Sox and for the Cubbies. Dickie Thon. Darren Dalton. Enjoyed watching him. Joe Price. All right. Cecil Fielder. Prince's daddy. Jack Armstrong. The Mets. 2 Mets stickers. Ozzie Virgil. Henry Cotto. Kurt Young. Let's keep it going. Almost done here. Another Henry Cotto. Billy Ripken. Mets. 2 Mets stickers there. Tommy John. That's why we got the surgery. Or that's where we got the name of the surgery, not why we got the surgery. Keep moving that camera. I'm sorry, guys. Another weight box. Mike Fitzgerald. Willie Wilson. We got the Astros, 2 Astros stickers. Hey, we got Bo. That's always nice. Bo was arguably one of my favorite players growing up. This card isn't the best centered either. Very right heavy here. But nonetheless, very nice. See if you guys can see it from back there. I'll go ahead and sleeve Bo up. Let me finish looking at these cards. Dave Henderson. Luis Salazar. Darrell Evans. Sleeve this Bo Jackson up. Having some trouble there. There we go. That's a really nice card. I put Bo right there. Well, we got Bo Jackson. Let's see if we could finish out strong. We got 3 packs. Let's see if we could get that Griffey or not Griffey. John Smoltz. John Smoltz rookie would be nice too. Barry Bonds would be nice too. Is this Ruben Sierra? Yeah, Ruben Sierra for the Rangers. That's a nice card. Jeff Blauser. Ozzie Guillen. Pena. See what our stickers are. Dodgers and White Sox. We got a bunch of stickers in these packs. I think one of them had 4. Mostly having 2 or 3 though. I'm gonna go ahead and put all the stickers like on my card folders, like I did when I was a kid. Bell? No, Andy Bonds. Terry Pendleton. All right, guys. Final pack. Let's see if we get anything good, man, during this final pack, you know. See what you guys think of it. If we do get it, you know, we'll go through that Griffey together. Let's have some final pack love here, though, you know, and we'll see. All right, Mike Schmidt, Oral Horsizer, Craig, Randy. Hey, we got a Greg Maddux. It's our first Greg Maddux here. Lenny Dykstra. Ron Wester. Dodgers. And who? The Brewers. Bob Melvin. Rob Deere. Juan Castillo. Steve Bedrosian. Brett Butler. Mike Schmidt. Tony Fernandez and Kevin Torve. All right, guys. No Griffey today, but that's okay. We got some really cool Hall of Famers. We got a couple good rookies. Some of the cards that I liked here. Obviously, we got this really nice Bo Jackson. This Tony Gwynn. We got this Randy Johnson rookie card, which was nice. This Oral Horsizer with the World Series little icon at the bottom. Will Clark. I think that was the only Will Clark we got out of this too. This Tony Gwynn, which was nice. This Kyle Ripken. And this Gary Sheffield, man. Didn't pull that Ken Griffey. I don't want to say that I'm disappointed, because I'm not. You know, I'm blessed to at least be able to open these cards after all these years. I know how much, you know, that box is going for on you know, different sites and on eBay and stuff like that. There are people paying up to $1,000. I know the low number series are a lot more than the high number series, but still, you know, that box is going for a lot of money for what we're getting here, which is, man, I'd be surprised if in raw condition, they probably got like $20 worth of cards. But what I enjoyed most was just being able to pull these cards. You know, I never had a box of this 89 upper deck, and to be able to pull, you know, all these amazing cards and have this memory, I think is, you know, the best feeling overall. So I appreciate it, man. If you guys enjoyed today's box breaks, you know, please, like I said earlier, consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, sharing it with other people. You know, it really helps support the card registry, and, you know, it just allows me to continue preserving the history and the stories and just, you know, the memories that make this hobby so special. This is Marcos from the Card Registry. Remember, folks, every card has a story. Every collector has one too. Keep collecting those stories. Keep collecting those memories. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.